Mr. President, there's an emergency.
What now?
It seems as if our ground forces have been able to contain the Black Arms. But apparently enemy reinforcements have arrived, and Central City is being invaded.
How? How can this be?
Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here, and ladies and gentlemen, we're now approaching to that one level that does not have a goal ring.
Shadow, let me share with you a piece of your past. It's filled with nothing but hatred and contempt for the humans.
Hatred and contempt for the humans.
You were the ultimate life form, but the humans feared you and wanted to destroy you. And they did. Now, you must amass revenge on those humans. Unleash your anger and ultimate powers on them. Shadow, we have set a bomb that will annihilate the city. Trigger it, and the city will be destroyed. Detonate this bomb in the next few minutes, and take revenge on those humans with your own hands.
You need to find the smaller bombs before time runs out.
Detonate the massive bomb before time is out.
So yeah, sorry for that delay, folks, for that little introduction thing right there. So I am from the likes of course, from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Let's Play of Shadow the Hedgehog for the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. So last time we actually did manage to completely done with every single mission in the forms of in Mad Matrix, and now we're going to be continue on and move on to the next stage 4 level, and it appears to be we're going to be on to Central City, which is basically, it's more accurately, Westopolis again, but except it's basically a maze. And unlike in the other levels throughout so far, at least ever since by the forms of Lethal Highway and Digital Circuit, we are now back into the forms of only 2 missions to go through. So even then though, at the moment, as I said this before, that this level does not contain a goal ring, so we have to do either the Dark Mission or the Hero Mission in order to proceed, because again, what makes this a little bit more confusing than in forms of most of the levels of the game is that, again, as I mentioned to you before, there's no goal ring whatsoever, and second of all, it's a maze, just like in the forms of how it does it in the Doom, but it might be very confusing for first-time players. And obviously, the first mission we are about to be doing in Central City, which is of course the Dark Mission, which, ironically, I found the Dark Mission is pretty simple and self-explanatory, if only if you're able to know the memorization of the forms of the actual level itself, because again, it's a maze, obviously, so if you're able to know what you're doing, you should be fine for the most part, but for your first time experiencing this level, holy cow, you might actually waste your time on that, because as you can tell, not to mention because the forms of how the fact that it's basically a maze level, but you do have to rely on a time limit too, because in the Dark Mission is the fact that we need to able to explode 5 giant bombs, and then thankfully though, they are in the same place if you manage to able to revisit to this level again. But thankfully though, it's going to be on the exact same place, rather than just on random places, unlike in certain stuff. So even then though, things should be self-explanatory right there, if you couldn't see by the forms of this footage right about now. So yeah, that's as far as I can go for this point. So some of these bombs have been locked up by the forms of gun soldiers, so believe me, getting in the A rank on this particular mission is going to be twice as easy. And in fact, for those of you who do not know, this is actually the shortest video of this Let's Play so far, because, well, there's only 2 missions, and as a result, you know, there's no goal ring. So because of that though, you know, we have to do with 2 missions ever since in Digital Circuit. So anyways, as soon as you take down all 5 of those giant bombs, well, that's it. We actually did conquer every single part of the city. So there you go then.
At last, revenge.
So that's that done, and let's move on to the last mission in Central City, and this one can be very tedious at times, which is the Hero Mission.
There's that hell. Hey, it's Shadow. Good timing. black creatures have huge bombs that they're trying to set off here in the city. We only have a few minutes before the bombs detonate and destroy the city. You've gotta help us.
Alright, so here we go with the hero mission in the central city. Now, it feels a little bit complicated, but also stupid at the same time. Well, the only difference is the fact that we need to go after the small bombs, unlike in the dark mission that you have to deal with bigger bombs. But the only difference is here, is that as you can see, I managed to get a hold of myself a somewhat of a gimmicky gun, and that's the forms of a vacuum gun. And this is the mandatory weapon if you really want to tackle for the hero mission, because as you can tell, that we need to find 20 of those small bombs in order to actually just manage to suck them up. But if you manage to able to suck 20 of them up, luckily though there's no all of them, mind you, because you can't find some of them. So naturally speaking, you don't even get mad about that kinds of stuff. But what makes this incredibly stupid at the same time is that if you think about trying to able to suck up these smaller bombs, as you can see, some of these small bombs will automatically get exploded if you manage to able to go either near to it or slowly approach it. But either way though, that just feels kind of luck-based at times, because either way, it's all depending on how the fact that if it's going to explode, but turns out it did. So naturally, I think the only recent solution about this is because they need to blow up certain walls. Well, at least think about it for a moment. If you have a first time playing this level though, if you either own this on the GameCube version, basically that, you know in the dark mission that, you know I said this before, it's almost like a maze, but again, there's no goal ring. But on the other hand though, if you manage to get stuck on this level though, specifically if you come towards that section that I was talking about right there, well, as soon as whenever we get to it though, because either way, although the entire structure itself is almost exactly the similar thing too, because not to mention because they actually brought back the acid floor ever since in Prison Island, but also the entire structure, like the forms of the actual like the tunnels, especially the outskirts of the city, it just feels pretty damn similar than the forms of Invostopolis, but even then, by the looks of all that, that just makes it a little bit of a problematic, but I digress. So, yeah, for the hero mission is that you need to able to use that vacuum gun at all times until you're able to actually suck up 20 of them. So, yeah, that's as far as I can truly say about it here. Although, the good thing about it is that if you go way further away from that small bombs, I would say is that the vacuum gun is actually very good when it comes to, like, reaching certain places, like the further distance. But, apart from that, though, it might be very tedious and luck-based at the same time. And also, we got these Chaos Control Orb right there, just like in the Mad Matrix. But obviously, we're not going to use that because, again, this level does not contain a goal ring. So, things that a lot of people seem to get frustrated with this level for the first time, because naturally, because they have no idea what the hell they were trying to go for, and because again, it's a maze level, so yeah, it's basically kind of like the Doom, but a little bit more dragged on at points, even by the forms of the hero mission itself. Well, to me, it's not so bad on the dark mission in my opinion, but oh yeah, this is the part I was talking about. You know that little structure right there, that appears to be more likely a dead end right there, but some people seem to get confused is the fact that the dynamite blocks can't be able to actually be used for something, but it turns out that it's usable if you're able to destroy that wall and it parts as the forms of the level itself. And I was like, are you kidding me? That will able to get super confusing if they're able to actually figure this out. But since I actually know this game for a long period of time, that means I exactly know what I'm doing. But again, for the first impressions, for most casual players, seem to get a lot of tapping more frustrated with this level just because it's like a labyrinth. And again, it's a maze. So, and plus you can't really tell about the fact that if you like I swear to God, if you're able to suck up the smaller bombs as much as you close to can be, well, it just immediately explodes if you think about trying to approach to it, because again, it just feels kind of luck-based, because, you know, it just feels kind of underwhelming. But at least it's kind of okay for the actual level so far, but at least the dark mission is actually very easy though. Oh yeah, in order to actually access to Central City, the only method you can only do is to do the dark mission in Cryptic Castle. So, that's as far as the only method you can actually get into. So, yeah, that's as far as I can say about Central City. So, it's alright, but a little bit more generic to me. So, anyway, so I've got anything else here. So, join me next time on Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog. Is that we're about to be moving on to the final stage 4 levels, and that will have to be Death Ruins.
Such a cowardly attempt to take the city. Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable indeed, Shadow. So anyways, I'll see you in the Death Ruins tomorrow, so see you then. Later, fellas.